Sometimes people want to pretend that Bridger's not there. People are uncomfortable, I think, in the presence of severely handicapped people.
Bridger was born with a very rare genetic disorder, congenital disorder of glycosylation type 1A. He has a seizure disorder, he has vision impairment, he has a G-tube. For a long time he was nonverbal, but now he has limited communication. He has been labeled to have autistic tendencies. I have empathy for all children and families and parents with these special needs children because I understand the challenges.
Knowing that he was going to be in a wheelchair, I thought, well, he'll never be a professional athlete, but that's okay. There's a lot of other things you can do. But when we started to realize that there was a cognitive impairment, that's when the realization came in that he probably wasn't ever going to be able to take care of himself by himself. And that was hard. I remember as I was talking to friends and everything, that was something they really focused on and were really concerned and sort of recoiled back. I'm not sure why there's a stigma associated with that, but there certainly seemed to be.
But then you have experiences that I did a couple weeks ago where I went on a date with Bridger to a little Mexican shop, and we were in line for going in the store, and a woman through the glass window seeing me wheeling up with him, I saw her jump out of her seat and run to the door well before we got to the door and open it for us. And to do that, not even waiting till we're watching us struggle with the door, but seeing us coming, open the door for us. And I thanked her and I got in line for our tacos, and in the line I started crying. I'm like, who cries getting their tacos? But I was so overwhelmed with gratitude for her. And so we got our tacos and I put them down and I wheeled over and I just had to say, I know that might just be so second nature for you, but I just wanted to let you know how much that meant to me.
People are geared for helping people through short-term things. It's the long-term things that people don't know what to do or how to do or are disinclined to do.
Help is just support. It's extending love to our family, a pat on the back, an offer of a ride for my son to go to Scouts, anything that helps Bridger or helps our family, that shows love to us, carries us through another day. Bridger he's our breath. He is what keeps us going, even though he's a handful and has created the most difficult life I could ever imagine living. He is our very breath and our love. And when people wonder how you do it and how we do it, the part they don't see is what we feel with him and what the kids feel with him.
I wouldn't trade this life for anything.
I love him, and he's just like, I can't imagine life without him.
If we didn't have Bridger, then no one would play with me and no one would go in the basement with me.
The first night we went to Jill's house was probably the least amount I've ever slept in the past 8 years. I was awake the whole night with one eye shut and the other eye on my phone, waiting for the text that something had happened. And the text never came.
It was a little scary because we weren't this is our first time, what's going to happen to him. Will he like it? Will he come back if he doesn't? And he came home, he loved it, and while he was there, we all had time as a family. We could do things that we couldn't normally do with Bridger there.
We can let our 5-year-old play on a playground with both our parents watching. Amazing. Simple pleasures.
We can both go to see one of the kids' games.
We can go to a restaurant and eat an appetizer and a dessert and not have to leave in the middle and both be sitting there when it's time to pay the check.
When we see how excited Bridger is at Jill's house, we don't feel guilty that he's there because he's doing something he absolutely loves and enjoys and having the time of his life.
So it's a gift to have respite in that way. And respite then, our Jill's house weekends, becomes the light at the end of the tunnel.